Happy New Year, traders. It's Merritt from S&B Training here, and I have your first 3 takeaways for 2017 right here. First trading day of the year, and already lessons to be learned, things to talk about and share from my personal trading here with you today. So let's dive right in. Just a quick little landscape here. The gray area is overnight trading. The white area is when the day opens, the RTH, regular trading hours session. This is VWAP here, and you can see the time at the bottom. This is an intraday chart. These are every 1,000 contracts that get traded in crude oil, it prints a new bar. So just a little background there. So the first takeaway is that what are some structure from a price action perspective or even volume profile or market profile that you can use when it's a gap situation. You can see right here, yesterday's high was all the way down here. So we're opening up in a gap up situation. Well, if there's enough trading, especially for you equities guys, if the bars are very smooth and there's been volume and trading leading up to the open, then you can actually lean on that overnight structure. And so for me, I see a run up and then a consolidation and then a quick dip and then drive on the open. So really what I'm looking at would be the lows from this consolidation and then the highs of this consolidation. Okay, so this zone right here, as we come into the open, for structure that I can lean on in a gap situation where I may not have anything else. This could be all-time highs for all we know, and so all we have when we look left is that overnight trading. So that's something you can really lean on. So let me walk you through. The first trade I took was a long from this area. We had ran stops below the consolidation, peaked up, and we're kind of pulling back here. And I really like this pattern here where we put in a swing low, we pull up, and then we flush below that swing low, but then buyers quickly wick it out, and we start to drive from there. So I got long at that point, looking for us to continue the opening drive, pull back, and go. That did not happen, so I stopped out right here. Okay. Lesson number 2: stop outs. Oftentimes, if you're trading off proper structure, stop outs will give you key information you can actually use to help you trade better and actually profit later in the session. Okay, so we were unable to bounce from this area. The seller stepped in fairly strong, took it right down to the lower end of our overnight structure. So now I want to be leaning short. This is information for me. So my second trade, I patiently waited for sellers to step in from the upper end of that overnight consolidation. Got short, kind of a slow, grindy move, and then finally it flushes. My target was to get, again, run stops below here, overnight consolidation lows, and run right into VWAP, which is where I got out of the trade. Okay? Beautifully executed trade plan. I used overnight structure. I used a stop out to give me new information that something was different than my expectations initially. And I executed the trade according to plan. Now, what I'd like to show you here, crude went on an absolute tear following that. And this is really kind of the biggest lesson I want to talk to you about today, is that too many guys that I work with, too many guys that I come across on Twitter and various places, they always talk about how they left too much on the table, or, oh man, I got out and it went another point, or whatever. Guys, all we can control is what is within our control, which is executing a playbook trade, something that we've documented, a way of trading where we manage a trade according to our plan and according to our analysis. And if it happens to run another $20 from there, so be it. Now, a couple caveats I'll put out there. A, you can take a day like today and maybe you notice something different about what happened. Maybe you notice another variable different contextual awareness, or something on the tape, on order flow, that allow you to build and strengthen what you do in the future. You create maybe it's a pullback trade short on some of these here for you. I know I took one later in the day here. I'm not showing at the moment. But the point is that you're not. It is so futile. It is so amateur to sit there and kick yourself for not being in a big move just because a big move happened. That is a waste of time and a waste of energy. And again, it's amateur. Looking at a nice move and looking at ways that, treating it positively, doing a good review, building a playbook, strengthening your process of maybe ways that you can capture that, or maybe you can't, and being okay with that, and building out your process for 2017 and executing that process is what it's all about. And that's where you're going to see the most success. I can guarantee you that. All right, so 3 lessons there, 3 takeaways for 2017. Day 1, right off the bat. Cheers, guys. We'll see you around.